look, I'm old and I'm not the player I used to be. I'll be real about that.
I think he's rusty. I'm thinking that's exactly what it is.
Dude, no, I played Trials the other day for like 4 hours.
I'm honestly surprised you did that. I figured with all the cheating and everything going on, like.
No, in the regular, it's really chill. Because all the casuals are like, oh, I can actually get loot now. So
There's no abundant amount of cheaters or anything like that.
no, they're all in the casual playlist. They're in like Clash and Control.
Why are they over there?
Because there's nothing to gain for them in Trials anymore.
Yes. Damn, that's still pretty like F.
There's like a team of 3 who are all adventure level 5 who like are not missing shots. I'm like, see, that's a bug.
I don't know, man. They could be ringers.
Oh wait, I think I have the stream live.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you guys playing? I assume you're playing Mario Kart.
I'm just playing a little bit of FF to start off because I didn't know if anyone was on, so I had Hydras make the comments if I was gonna play that. But if once Lemon's done with 80s stuff, we can jump into other stuff if we want to.
I can save after each floor, so it's whenever you guys are free to do something.
All right. Well, I mean, especially if Bobby's heading out because he's a little sleepy boy who needs a snappy nap.
Man,
Okay, Talon.
that's a little rude. As a guy who usually bails after about at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but that's just because you have work the next day. You get up at like 5 a.m. for some strange reason.
Stranger, I gotta get on the exercise bike somehow. Guy, I gotta get the exercise.
Good on you, Lemon.
It's better to get that. It's also a really good way to wake up in the morning too. Jump on the exercise bike.
I mean, it's better than going to the gym, in my personal opinion, because I feel like
you have to share.
Yeah,
no gross person's been on your exercise bike or using your weights or anything.
Yeah, or you gotta drive over there, or walk, or you're five in the morning. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
I just roll out of bed, jump on the exercise bike. Well, since it's the day off, it's probably more gonna be roll out of bed, get some stretches, and then do weights, then exercise bike. But
I do also have 2 interviews tomorrow, Talon. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
when are they in the morning, afternoon? When are they?
They're afternoon.
Okay, that's not bad because I hate like 8 a.m. interviews. Those are honestly the worst.
I prefer early morning when you get the really painful part of the day out of the way.
Well, like first one's at 12:30. That's for the company that I just work for that shall remain nameless. Mm-hmm. And then the other is at 2 for a solar company.
Oh, nice. Are they both online, or do you have to go in person, or?
No, they're yeah, they're both online. I literally just left this match because it's got a team of 3 cheaters, and then I got dropped right in the same match. Excuse me. Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, at least you get to sleep in, and it's just right there. So, Izui, what's going on, man? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Actually, Bobby, before you do head out, I did want to get your opinion on the rumor that's going around right now. It's not terribly like shocking.
I can hang out. It's fine.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the rumors that the FairGames has been delayed to 2026? That's the that's that heist game live service from.
I am shocked, and I do not believe it. FairGames has done nothing but track completely positively from everything that I have heard, and so I cannot believe that it would be somehow delayed to 2026 to fix any non-existent problems that don't actually happen.
Is that sarcasm in here? No, he's dead serious.
He's
right?
He's definitely dead serious about that.
No, I'm not shocked at all. Like, it came with that one trailer, had no positive reception, nobody's hyped about it. I would not be shocked if they canceled it.
Cancel, okay.
I mean, the only reason they're not going to cancel it is sunk cost. They're probably like, we spent like $150 million.
I was being sunk cost fallacy here.
Oliver, hi. Can I pick your bald head?
Pick it for what?
We've made it, gentlemen.
We've officially made it. Yep, we're in the big leagues now, aren't we?
Insert as to what he's picking. I don't know what he means by this.
I don't. It did. Okay. Yes, fire arrows. That's what I thought. Oh shit! Air turned into a frog. Great. Ow. That hurt.
But yeah, Fair Games. I think Fair Games is doomed.
Yeah.
Marathon is pretty much doomed unless they somehow. I don't like saying this, but they somehow pull that Bungie magic that they do.
I honestly don't know if they're going to be able to.
I don't know with an entirely PvP game if they'll be able to. I honestly think.
Well, especially if it's supposed to become, it's supposed to be a live service game, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, they only had that one trailer, right?
They've only had one
That
trailer,
was
which
it.
is all CG. There was no gameplay whatsoever. Like, yeah, we don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
The same goes for Marathon, right? Just that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Well, we all
Marathon was even less so, like-
thought that Marathon was being shown off in that recent state of play because they had that first-person shooter that was so much looking like it, and then nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly clear that Sony's clearing house, so it's.
Oh yeah, no, with the new
chopped
CEOs in charge now, like they're like, not happening essentially.
I mean, that's just good business right there. I mean,
it is, yeah.
can't remember. I mean, I think Helldivers 2 is the last big live service game across the industry that did any work. Right? I mean, it was Sony, so they're like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you had the
make money
Marvel
on
game,
this,
you had that
but-
Marvel Rivals game.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I always forget about that game. I just never played it anymore. I guess
Marvel
I-
Rivals, it's great. Well, I haven't played it in a while, but it's
I must
great.
say, I haven't played it in
It's
a
a
while
fun
either.
game. I much prefer Marvel Rivals over Helldivers 2. I bounced right off Helldivers 2. I
That
like the
is
vibe of it.
So
but
shocking to me.
It is
It
entirely
didn't have
not
enough. No. For him, it didn't have enough trash talk or anything.
Oh yeah, I need like the 100-player
12-year-old kids losing their mind, calling them you mom jokes and everything.
What was the original Battle Royale game? Like the OG, that one
H1Z1?
I think it was H1. It was no PUBG. Sorry, yeah, PUBG.
Oh yeah.
So it was like you have that lobby where everyone like joins up, and then everyone has an open mic. And man, God, that was the stupidest thing ever. You're just there waiting for everyone to join up. It's just a cacophony of just everyone yelling obscenities and stuff at each other.
The worst.
Absolute degeneracy in the best kind of way. It was a fun time.
I don't know how you love that lemon. It's just so mind-boggling to me. He's like, I just miss 12-year-olds going, like,
And that's the exact same quality right there where you dip out for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Although
Yeah,
literally
they have
right
shitty
before we
mics.
jumped in, he was reminding me about how we brought up the old Xbox 360, like the original, like when it was started to come out, and he talked about Gears of War and how his brother and him would be playing on there, and his brother would do certain things in the game, and then in turn they would then trash talk when Lemon was playing, and then he just loved that apparently.
Yeah, so like my brother would like get out of the maps and stuff. He like super jump out of the maps and stuff, and Gears of War. Even in Halo 2 he did this. And people get really pissed off. They just start saying really mean messages, like really like horrible things, like straight up just like threats of violence and stuff. And Man, I don't know. As a teenager back then, I couldn't give a flying fuck. I did not think anything could, I mean, what teenager expects anything bad to happen to them, right? And oh my god, it was the best. Just people just flipping their shit.
And I told you, I'm
know.
honestly surprised you did not turn out worse as a teenager because of all that.
Well, I mean, even now I live for drama. I mean, just not drama that involves me. I like watching other people's drama now.
Just not
I've grown up
drama
as an
that
adult.
involves me.
I like watching other people flip out. Like Twitter, I still periodically jump on the Twitter app just to see what's going on there, and it's an absolute cesspool. And periodically, I'll see some really funny ass shit, or people on Blue Sky will reference it. I'll go on, ooh, let me go look at Twitter really quick and watch some bullshit. I don't know. It's probably a degenerate trait on my part, but I don't care. I enjoy it.
So you're gonna tell the grandkids in the future and be like, back in my day.
I mean, I try not to kink shame people, but come on, man.
Hey, man, if the world's gonna be absolute ridiculousness around me, I will just simply observe and enjoy. I'm not gonna stop it. Let them go off. I'm not contributing to it. I'm just observing. That's all.
He's got a point there, but still, I still don't know how you dealt with it, because I was like, anytime I remember, whether it was us jumping online for a game, random multiplayer game, or when I was back as a freshman in college and I was hanging out with friends and they had that on and they passed me the mic to play, I muted those dumbasses so fast.
Oh yeah, I used to just mute everybody, and so when people complain and go like, "Oh my god," like Lemon. No offense, Lemon. I'm not saying you're complaining, but like, "Oh my god, I miss the days of like just people being on mics and just saying," and I'm like, "You miss being called like slurs and 11-year-olds telling you they banged your mom? Like that's what you miss?" I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's probably like a white privilege thing, but I don't know. As a dude who doesn't sound like anything other than a pasty white kid, it's not too bad. But I can understand if you aren't. If you're a woman, that'd be really bad. Because I distinctly remember that. I remember if there's any women in the lobbies and stuff, just how they just outright get bombarded with the absolute worst things possible.
Doesn't that still happen to this day?
That still happens.
Exactly. It still happens to this day. But it happens to this day, but we're not talking strictly. I'm just talking open lobbies, like in Call of Duty and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it happens even more. So I'd probably even more degeneracy now with like Twitter and stuff, or just social medias. But even back then, it was pretty bad. So that part definitely wasn't very fun. It was mostly just, I just really enjoyed people just losing, just gamer rage. I just really enjoyed people just flipping out on these games, just getting super into it, just freaking out. And I still like, there's YouTube like compilations and stuff, just people like freaking out at like League of Legends and stuff, breaking their keywords, punching their monitors, and I don't know why, but God, do I enjoy watching it.
You're a weird guy, Lemon.
I know.
Throw that out there, man.
I know. I don't know why. It's like I'm generally, I don't really get angry at many things, and so maybe this is like some sort of like outlet. Like instead of me getting angry, I watch other people get angry, and some sort of outlet or something. I don't know. Also, I'm a metalhead, so I really like aggressive music too. So
You've always been a metalhead. Yes, you have.
I don't know. I just like
I
aggressive
used to
things
be a
and stuff.
metalhead. I get it, I guess.
And then, like, in terms of sports, really the only sports I really ever, like, pay attention to, not even pay attention, like, I'll really, like, if I see, like, at a bar or something, I'll always watch UFC. But any other sport I really don't care too much about.
Yeah, you've never been a sports guy for as long as I've known you.
Not really. I mean, the only, I like watching the compilations, like, players fighting each other. So, again, it really plays into my enjoyment of, like, combat sports, like boxing. UFC is fun.
Death race.
That would be a yes on that.
Probably a case of maybe some underlying
Pent-up aggression.
Pent-up aggression, maybe like some sociopathy or something.
Something happened in a past life to you, Lemon? Is that what I'm getting?
At least he's aware,
Yeah, no, absolutely. The fact that he's aware of it, yeah.
I don't know. At least everything I'm enjoying watching is legal. It's not like it's, snuff films or something. So it could be worse.
It definitely could be worse. I mean, like
So
I
how
said,
many
you
times-
you easily could have turned into somebody I knew back in like high school. It was he's I think he's still in jail.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you should know who I'm talking about. You should know who I'm talking about.
Yep. I think that's a whole different can of worms. That's like more like a bad
Oh, it is.
situation.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
just
personal
saying
risk.
though, like.
Whoa, hold up, Tal. I'm watching your stream and why aren't you playing Cloud? What's going on here? You're switching to other characters?
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I thought Cloud was the person you play as.
Yeah,
What the hell is-
and I'm supposed to be button mashing, right? That's exactly how I'm supposed to be
Wait,
playing.
You can change your characters?
I can do other things
it-
besides swing my sword.
There's buttons that are just mash the attack
Mash
button?
square. By the way, you should totally be doing that, Lemon, when you finally jump into Ninja Gaiden.
No guard, no parry.
No guard,
just
no
attack.
parry, just no jumping, no dodging, just straight up button mashing, one-handed, total easy mode like this is exactly what you have to do.
Just going for it.
Exactly.
Everyone always says Ninja Gaiden games are just super simple. So yeah, I should be fine. Should be fine. It's funny when those like the original one first came out on the Xbox. I used to read official Xbox magazine, and I even back then. I mean, I love getting demo discs immensely because I was a kid, and I only had an Xbox, which is kind of a bummer as a kid whose parents wouldn't let him get maturity games. The Xbox is not a good console for you because there's really not that many good T or below games on it. But the demo's really cool because I would just play them without telling my parents and stuff, as any kid would do. And
Oh yeah, mom and dad, the
I was-
demo's totally fine.
well, yeah, as long as they didn't walk in. See, kids have it a bit easier now because they can hit the guide buttons on their controllers. Back then, it was you changed the input on your TV to like satellite or whatever your television was. Like, yep, I'm just watching TV. Don't worry about me. We turn it back to some super hardcore violent game or something.
Yep. Yeah. Well, what was it back when like before HDMI was like the main way of doing it, like where you still had the 3 cables you had to plug in?
Yeah,
Like-
deposit cables.
Yeah, deposit cables. I remember like the TV I had at this is back when we had like the GameCube and everything, like back in those days, where I would granted the GameCube didn't really have anything that violent, but occasionally with my neighbor we had bought a PS2 together. And so so that had a little bit, obviously some more mature games and everything like that. And I remember one time my mom had seen the game that we were playing and she's just like, I don't want you playing that anymore after like the next day or whatever. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever.
What was the game?
I don't even remember at this point.
Oh,
Again, I don't know. I can't remember if it was too bloody
God
or there's something
War.
she saw or whatever the case was. But anyway, but the bottom line was that but I still wanted to play the game and beat it, right? As the the degenerate I was and everything back in the day. So all I did was those 3 cables, I could plug them into the front of the TV instead of the back. So anytime I heard my parents come down, luckily I was usually only playing at night, but every now and then the dog just had to go to the bathroom. And so the moment I heard them coming down, just pull out the visual and just set it down and just put the TV channel once and boom, I was just sitting there watching TV. That's all I was doing.
Yep.
So
Suspect, Talon. Suspect.
exactly. Well, my parents never understood the technology back then like that.
See, the problem was my dad was kind of coming off of video games because he had a Super Nintendo. He got the Super Nintendo that my brother and I grew up on. And he used to play a lot of Donkey Kong Country and Mario World, which is probably why I obsess over them. But he kind of fell off with 3D games, but he kind of knew them still. So like he knew of all the major games coming out, I feel like. So like he knew about Halo and stuff, and he's like, he's like, hell, I want to try Halo, but you guys just leave the room. Like, what? But I mean, I must have played Silent Cartographer so many goddamn times on those demo discs because they kept putting it on the demo disc as like filler. So I must have played Silent Cartographer, the demo level, so many goddamn
I
times.
literally want to start Master Chief Collection up just to play that right now.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna go burn through 1 through 3 again, but it's like the problem is I have such a backlog of games I haven't played yet. I feel kind of guilty replaying games, but God, I really want to play Halo through 3 again and Reach.
I'm not doing that until it comes to PS5.
I mean, it's going to come to PS5. Super shocked.
Oh, I know.
I don't know. I think I'd rather just play on PC again.
Was it? I mean, they finally fixed all the bugs and everything. I mean,
Yeah, Master Chief Collection is solid on PC now. I mean, it wasn't when it came out. It really would.
It
just
still
like the
doesn't even
Xbox.
work on TV. Like, that sucks.
Wait, it doesn't?
No, I wanted to play it on my TV, right? And I plugged it into my TV, and the audio doesn't come from the TV.
what?
Yeah, it only comes from the computer. So I was like, oh, fun.
That sounds like an audio issue on your PC. I'm just
No, I looked it up. It's just that game.
Why? Oh, because it probably doesn't know how to choose which output to use.
Yeah, something they did.
Because I'm guessing you had to go when you hooked into your television. You had to specify you want on monitor XYZ, which was your TV, right?
Yeah, which is normal for, when you're
Yeah,
playing
I'm
on.
guessing it's just. Well, I feel like most games don't ask you what sound device you want to use, so it just
No,
runs on
you
the PC.
yeah, you just have to actually go into the thing and do it.
Yeah.
But in that, just didn't do it still.
No,
which-
because it probably doesn't ask the OS which one to use. It just uses index 0 sound device. Just be happy it's the PC, not like a microphone or something.
yeah, that's true.
It's I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that it was it's always been a jank game, but I don't know. Halo 1 through 3 and Reach, I mean, the games themselves are peak. They're really, really good games. Just all the parts have been kind of ass.
They always have been.
I mean, I remember when they did like the anniversary edition of the original game and then 2, and those weren't even great. They came out. Talon, I'm seeing you pausing the game. Why you keep pausing the game so often? Just keep mashing square.
Exactly what I'm
What's
supposed to
going
be
on?
doing.
You're Tifa. Why are you not Cloud? What's going on? I do know you can change characters. Or I'll stop with this dumb joke. I feel like I've gone as far as I can with it.
Probably.
Why is Tifa so OP?
That's what's funny because everyone's like, yeah, Tifa's super good. I'm like, okay, guys, I just switched her when I have to. I never took the time to learn how to play Tifa. I will say, I'm the guy who played on easy and just kind of, knuckle dragged my way through the game.
There you go.
Not enough to like bitch and moan about, the game being too hard to play, but I don't really think I jump between characters very often.
Unless you absolutely had to, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly just set everything up so I could get like around weaknesses and stuff. I just had them set up to heal when I needed to. I pretty much played this game like I played the Tales games. I just have everyone else do the healing and special stuff, and I just keep mashing the square button.
Yeah, I think I might buy this when it comes to PlayStation. It's Indiana Jones.
No, Indiana Jones.
Lemon's playing that right now.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now.
Yeah, how you liking it, Lemon?
All right, don't hate me when I say this. I kind of wish it was just a movie.
Oh yeah, see,
You're
remember I
dead on.
said
If you
I said
don't
you
like
might not
stealth
actually like
games-
it because it's like stealthy.
I mean, it's stealthy in the same way that I feel like Splinter Cell was. Because you mentioned Dishonored. I feel like it's slower than Dishonored. I feel like Dishonored have a bit more options to do things. In this game, it's really not a huge amount. Just chucking bottles and stuff, that kind of thing.
That's true. I mean, Machine Games isn't Arcane.
It's my thing with it is it's kind of what I was expecting Death Stranding to be, where it's this game that starts off as a movie with gameplay elements interspersed as needed, right, to make it a game. There's a lot of cutscenes that are quite long. Maybe not Kojima cutscenes level long, but they're certainly up there. There's a lot of them, and I like those a lot. But the puzzles are fine. I'm playing on easy, so it's like easy action, easy puzzles. I just really am there just for the vibe and the storyline. I really am not a puzzle guy or stealth guy. So I'm probably not the best person to take an opinion on. If not that anyone would, but definitely don't take my opinion on this game to heart.
Did you enjoy the Tomb Raider games from like 2014 and on?
I played the original remake. I didn't play the second or third remake though. Okay. I have them. They're shrink wrapped, I think, still, because I got them on sale like Black Friday, so I just never played them. I liked the first one quite a bit, and I think I wouldn't compare Tomb Raider to Indiana Jones really at all. And if you're going in expecting that, you're going to be really disappointed.
Oh, I was more referring to the puzzles, and because Tomb Raider was known for having some of those tombs that you'd have to go and do those puzzles. I didn't know if because I obviously haven't played the game, so I guess my bigger question was how do they stack up to those? Like, are they about the same? Are they different, or what are you
puzzles? I don't know. I mean, some of the puzzles are really. I actually kind of like the light puzzles quite a bit. I will say one of the light puzzles, it's partially my fault because, like I said, I'm playing easy, and if you're playing an easy puzzle, the puzzles are different. And a couple of them I had to look up a guide. It's like, why is either there's a glitch in the game or the guide's wrong? And I finally figured out the guides were they're playing on normal, and you can't use the normal guides for easy puzzles, right? And so once I figured that out, it was fine. But,
shit.
Yeah, I mean, but they're not really. I mean, if you can get through Zelda, this is gonna be a cakewalk for you. I don't think the puzzles, but they're ingenious though. I do like them. I think they're really interesting puzzles. So I think I would say these I think are a bit more puzzly, bit more organic in my mind than say Tomb Raider. But I like it. I like how open the world is. I'm probably not one. I'm not exploring enough. I can vouch for that. But it's fun. I like the vibe. The graphics are solid. The game runs pretty well on Series X. Troy Baker does a bang up job, almost to a fault, because I as I told you this earlier, Talon Bell, I'll tell little Bobby too. It's so good, his performance as mimicking Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. It's so good that the periodic times where he's not totally in sync is very noticeable, because it's almost like uncanny valley, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. He does a bang up job, but practically just kind of gets a bit out of sync. Like, oh yeah, it's not Harrison Ford, which I think is that's a very commendable thing to be able to get that close, that you have to those little slip ups remind you that it's in fact not Harrison Ford. No, I'm liking it quite a bit. I like the characters. They're all pretty good. It's just go into it expecting
a movie,
very much stealth and very much kind of a movie. You can almost think of it as like a movie game. Like, the movie came out and they made a game about it. Think of kind of like that in the best kind of way. Think of like the best movie tie-in game you've ever played. Think of that. I think that's the best way to describe it. I mean,
you know what I need? Remake or remasters of the Riddick games.
Well, they did remasters on the PS4, I thought.
Not the same.
See.
Not the same, and you know it.
So again, that's another one. The Riddick games, if you like the Riddick games, you also like Indiana Jones. They're very similar in that regard. It's kind of that same sort of stealth. I obviously didn't like those very much either. I love the vibe of them though. Let's see. When did those come out? Short film games.
Darksiders is $4.99.
Dude, buy it. That's a great game if you don't have it.
Oh, I can get it for $3.89 on CD keys.
Either way, get it.
Yeah.
I love the first two.
I played that when it came out.
Yeah, good man.
1 and 2 are good. I still haven't played 3, and I probably never will.
You don't.
Yeah, no one said good things about it, and especially if you tell him says it's not very good. I'll definitely pass.
I was Well, unfortunately, one of these days we do need to go back and finish up that Diablo style one.
Yeah, the top down.
The top down
co-op
one? Yeah, we need to definitely do that sometime.
Yeah. Well, maybe not finish it, but restart it and then finish.
Yeah,
'cause I don't know
yeah.
anything about the
I don't
game at
remember
this point.
anything about it. Yeah.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say it's probably been getting close to a decade since we played it.
I had moved to Tokyo already when we tried, so
I didn't say exactly close. I mean, it's been a number of years, certainly. I think we need to all take into account the pandemic started 5 years ago, so
I know, right?
match that out. Which is weird to say.
Stop it.
Before times.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I would play Darksiders, but it really ran terribly on my Steam Deck.
I can't
It's
speak
certainly
for
a game that I think probably is not very well optimized even back then. It was back in the era when PC games were not very good.
Yeah, that is definitely true. So, I mean, it ran fine on console, and I know Darksiders 2 just got that PS5 update for free, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd play Singularity on PS5. Give me a remake of that.
Singularity, that was a fun game.
Oh, I'm not gonna buy this for $25. Are you on drugs?
What game?
What, Singularity?
Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh.
It wasn't worth $25 when it came out. No, I love those games. Oh, those games are great. Did you guys ever play those? They were really awesome.
I mean, I tried a number of times.
I
It's just
tried
not
them.
my
Yeah.
shtick.
Yeah.
It's certainly, there's certainly not games that's like you can recommend to anyone. I mean, there's certain, it's kind of its own thing, but if you're into like stealthy games, very atmospheric stealthy games, 100% recommend.
It
100%.
was. Well, what was so fun about it is like once you got like, did you guys play the first one or the second one?
I played the remaster, which came with the first game too. There's a remaster of Dark Athena, because that was the second, right? Dark Athena was the second one.
Yeah.
Escape from Butcher Bay was the first one. So it came with Escape from Butcher Bay as just like a freebie. You got the remaster.
Hey,
of
Ninja
Dark
Man,
Athena.
thanks so much for the follow. Much appreciated, man. Hope you're having a great evening or day, depending on where you are. It's daytime for me, but I know evening for a lot of people.
Alan lives in Japan.
I do.
He says Johnny after every video. And some guy lectured him on it in one of our videos.
Oh God, I remember that.
Really?
It wasn't so much of a
that's
lecture.
funny.
It was just more of a stop doing this, and it was just like, whatever, bro.
Yeah, he said something like, "Oh, did you really say Johnny at Japanese phrase?"
Oh yeah. And it was for Wukong.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, what? Okay.
God, get your cultures correct, man. Jeez.
I know, Jesus, right?
I wanted to just reply, Talon lives in Japan, and he has said that every video for 4 years.
First time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's literally the first time meme.
Yeah, exactly. First time.
You know what? I do want to play is Psychonauts 2.
You haven't played that yet?
No.
I recommend it.
I remember the old one way back in the day.
Yep.
I do want to play Prey again. That was real good.
Yeah, I remember you really liked Prey, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Prey's really good.
Prey. The original Prey? Or
Not the original one, the arcane one.
Okay.
I did not, like, everyone told me, like, oh, Prey is so good. The one from, like, 2005 or whatever. I did not like that game at all.
It's a 2007-esque FPS kind of game. Like,
Yeah, it was bad.
it doesn't, I'm sure it does not hold up, like, at all.
It was bad. Well, it was like 2009 when I played it. Or 2008. No, maybe 2009, because my friend Dan worked at EA with me, and he didn't start till the second year I was there. So it's like 2009, and he was like, "You gotta play this, dude. It's great." I played it. So he recommended me that and BioShock, right?
Oh,
And
that's
So-
bad to Prey.
I played Prey, and I was like, I
Eh?
played like 2.5 hours, and I was like, dude, I don't like this at all. And he's like, really? I really like it. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna try the other game. And then I played BioShock, and I did not put it down. And this is when I test
Yeah.
games for a living.
Yep.
And like, so like the last thing I wanted to do was to go home and play more games. But like every day, I went home and played that game.
Yep. BioShock was a great game. I loved BioShock.
Oh yeah, no, Bioshock's still probably one of my favorite games of all time. I still love Bioshock.
I wonder when that Judith game is gonna. That's what it's called, right? Judith.
Yeah,
Judas.
Judas. Yeah. It's okay. Judith.
Judith.
So it's about some 52-year-old lady whose husband passed prematurely, and now she's looking for love in all the right places.
They keep playing the Perfect Circle song all the time.
Over like a Hallmark movie.
It's like the theme song.
Oh, we're both weird, Lenny. All right.
Judith. I didn't really think about that because I remember being Judas, but I was like, yeah, I'll just roll with it, Judith, whatever. I kind of thought about it.
That's
A
hilarious.
Hallmark movie. That's good. That's good. I want to go play some BioShock.
Dude, BioShock is that guy. You know what I mean? I still can't believe Chin has not played BioShock.
Really?
How has he not played BioShock yet? That's my question.
I don't know. He plays like Call of Duty and FromSoft games, and that's it.
Did he get into the beta? Or
Not that I know of. If he did, he didn't say a word. I told him, like, hey, I got in if you want to play. I don't think he got in. That beta was super good. Me and Lethal played again, cleared out the whole.
yeah, I
thing,
need
and
to.
then I was
I'm gonna take a look at the B-roll and get a video going, or at least if you guys want to get
no,
a discussion or something, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I was gonna tell. I was gonna tell you. Me and him are gonna probably record a discussion tomorrow.
Oh, sweet, awesome. Just do that then. Okay.
Yeah. So
Alright, so what game?
That
Night
multiplayer game,
Rain.
That multiplayer game.
or
Elden Ring,
the
Night
Elden
Rain.
Ring multiplayer game.
Ring, okay. That multiplayer.
That
God damn it,
multiplayer
Tom.
game.
You were able to get into it?
Yeah,
They
I got
were,
it.
yeah.
I heard it ran like ass. Network wise. They issued an apology. However,
No, it was like the first test had some issues, and then after that, it's been like butter. It's like no issues at all. And
good.
today we could even set a thing where we could play together. So the last two tests you haven't been able to. But this one they were like, oh yeah, you can.
that's cool. So is it pretty fun?
Yeah, it's actually really fun. The way I put it, the way I tell people is it's like, it's all co-op. It's great. So you drop in like Fortnite style, literally drop in into a random spot of a big map. You start on day one and you go clear out camps, and then eventually you'll find like someone with a boss or a mini boss. You defeat those bosses, and then like the Night Rain, which is like it's kind of like the Fortnite circle, right?
Yeah.
It closes in and closes you into a different part of the map. So then you go find a boss in that part of the map. Repeat, and then eventually it gets you to like where it makes a small circle and you fight like the level boss or the day boss, right? Then you go to day two. So basically it starts over, everything gets harder. You have to beat a couple more bosses, but as you're going, you find loot from bosses. You also get like buffs, so like it's like Hades, right? Where you can pick a weapon or a buff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like rogue. There's 4 different playable characters. Of right now, there's supposed to be more. Lethal said. But they fit into like there's like this the standard warrior. There's a more like I don't know. It's like a Birdman warrior, so he can like fly up in the sky and stuff. Not like fly around, but like his attacks. He'll go up in the sky and then come down and do like big AoE. Then there's like a rogue who's very fast and does like lots of damage quick, but is a super glass cannon. And then there's a mage who kind of stands back. The problem with the mage though is the mage's ability lets you get your FP back, but the way it works is you have to like hit someone with magic and then use the ability to siphon it, but you have to be close, at least from what I've seen. So it's like, it seems like they want you to play this far away, but then in order to get your magic back, you have to get it close. So it's just like, it's like weird, I don't know, it's weird desync in gameplay loop for that character that I don't really care for. The other characters are fine though. The rogue is very hard to play.
Okay.
Like, because if you get turned on, she's done. She's literally glass cannon. Like,
Okay.
but yeah, so you do that, and then at the end of the third day, well, rather, let's say you end the second day, then it puts you into like the third day, and the third day is just one big boss called the Night Lord. All the while, as you're killing stuff, you get, you know, runes like Elden Ring, and then you can find sites of grace to level up and heal and stuff, refill your charges. But yeah, if you get the right, you get the right weapons or the right mix of stuff, you can like I was playing yesterday and I just kept getting buffs. Like, you don't always get buffs, but like you'll get like weapons and then sometimes you get a buff. And I just got buffs every one, and all of them were different. So I got like more HP one, I got more poise, I got break stance, and I got so much stuff, like damage negation, that by the time I got to the boss, even the boss like had to hit me a bunch of times before I was even in danger of dying, which is super nice because the rest of it's like, you know, not like that.
How
So you're playing like not you playing like full party though. You weren't trying to solo anything?
No, so you always are matched with two other people.
Okay, so it's guaranteed. You can't play solo full.
You cannot. Well,
least
I
in
think
the-
you
at least in
can
the
play
network.
solo, but not for the network test because it's a network test, right? So, but supposedly they said you can play one player or three players,
Okay.
right? They said you can't play two players, which is true and not true. It is true that you cannot play just two players, but you can take two players
and then search for a third.
and search for a third. That's what me and Lethal did today. So like we were like, oh, they didn't put out anything saying they weren't allowing you to matchmake with a password. Let's try this out. We found each other immediately, and then we went right in, and it was great. We just jetted right through. Like, he died a couple times, I died a bunch of times because I'm bad and old, you know. It was good. We finished the whole thing, and yeah, so that worked. That was a real relief because I was like, I haven't seen this work at all. So
How was just matching up with friends? Because one thing that a lot of people are giving another online multiplayer game, aka Monster Hunter, crap for is how you pair up with friends and everything. It's apparently a major pain in the ass over Monster Hunter. So was it easy in Elden Ring?
Yeah, literally, it was just like you go to the the round table hold, like your central thing.
Yeah.
You know, you go to that. You're basically in that to start. You go to like the table where you start your mission, kind of like Monster Hunter. But all you do is just set a password, and once you set the password, and then you go to matchmake, it's matchmaking with that password. So then the only people who can matchmake with you are people who have that password.
Oh, okay. So easy enough.
Yeah, so me and Lethal, we put the password in, we started matchmaking, and it took us about 5 or 10 seconds to find each other.
Wow.
And then it found a third for us, and then we were on.
Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Keita, part 3, 2026 possibly. 2027 most likely. 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
That'll be 30th anniversary. So if you've never played the second disc of the OG, like there's a lot of stuff there that they have to make for that. So while the world itself is done and everything, you have a lot of like the weapon fights that you got to do, all the set pieces and stuff, like all the big story stuff as well as there. So that's a lot of new stuff that they're recording. So yeah, I'd say 2027. Flock. Friends? People have those?
Some of us do, Flock.
Most of us do. So PS6, no, they have confirmed already that it is not. I mean, okay. It will most likely do some kind of big, all 3 games on one on the PS6 whenever that initially releases. But part 3 will be on the PS5. They've already stated that. So
yeah, there's no reason for them to work out 4 years in the future.
Right, exactly. Well, because if going by normal console stuff, we would have said, okay, the PS6 is going to be out in 2028, which is a year after we're all assuming that they're going to release part 3, which would be the 30th anniversary. So
yeah.
But yeah, the head director guy, he came out and literally was like, no, it's going to be on the PS5. It'll obviously be on PC as well. And absolutely 100% those games are going to be on the Switch too as well, because the Steam Deck verification for Rebirth was literally their testing to get it onto the Switch. If you can get it onto the Steam Deck, you can get it on the Switch too.
That's going to be a very true thing.
Yep.
If it's Steam Deck verified, it's easily going to run on the new Switch.
Exactly. So yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Because that DLSS is magic.
Well, I mean, especially because Nintendo works with NVIDIA on that stuff. So an NVIDIA DLSS is out of the upscalers, it's always considered the best. So.
Oh yeah, I mean PSSR though is doing some work.
Oh yeah, no, that
although
is.
I do want to see how FSR 4 comes out.
Yeah, because they talked about FSR 4. It was mentioned back at CES, if I remember correctly, back in January. And from what people said, it's looking good. But then everything I guess their GPUs got delayed, and then FSR 4 was also delayed because of trying to get some of the software stuff ready to go. So, and we all know how bad FSR 2 is, because that's what a lot of the current gen consoles use right now. Is that kind of thing. So you're kind of like, okay, here's really hoping that 4 has really pushed the boundaries, because while 3 and 3.1 were definitely improvements, you can definitely tell that it feels like old DLSS back in the day. So
yeah.
So here's hoping at least.
No, AMD always is the best. They're the best at everything. AMD GPU is the absolute best GPUs you can buy. Except
their processors. Their processors are terrible.
Clearly.
It's the other way around. The CPUs are the best. It's the GPUs you gotta watch out for. No, the GPUs are the best. As long as they don't crash, they're great.
Someone would know all about crashing GPUs, wouldn't they, Lemon?
Yeah, it's just the absolute best GPU you can buy until it crashes. They have to restart it, and then it's really good again.
Gamers don't use upscalers; they use downscalers to play as God intended at 5 FPS.
5 FPS, baby! Woo!
Yeah, man. Even I can't see more than 24.5 frames per second. It's more cinematic that way.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I love when you read into that study, they go, no, we start to perceive smoothness at 60 FPS. And people saw that and were like, that means we can only see 60 FPS. It's like you realize that your eyes take in the equivalent of 900 FPS.
Well, I think the fallacy is that they're trying to equate technical digital things to something that is entirely analog. And that whole notion is so fucked up. You cannot do that. It's not one-to-one. There's a reason why people still swear by CRT monitors. There's a reason why people love vinyl records. You can't really equate digital and analog, but for some reason people do.
Kingdom Hearts 4 seems like 2028, still less time between 3 and 4, but then 2 and 3 though. Okay, so the thing with Kingdom Hearts 4, the rumor right now is that Square is focusing on getting part 3 of the remake trilogy out first, because Tetsuya Nomura, while he's not a coder or anything, he's technically one of the heads of the remake project, even though he really only just kind of checks it over and that's it. So Lemon, you don't need to bash him as much as you love to, and anything like that.
Nomura's an absolute hack.
So he is most likely still working on Kingdom Hearts, but man, that game, I'm calling it now, that's a 2030 at the earliest for Kingdom Hearts 4.
30.
And half of me is also saying that because of Lethal. Wherever Lethal is he's probably sleeping right now, but we love you over here, Lethal.
He might be. It's 12:30 for him.
Yeah, I mean it's probably late for him. So Damien truly peaked at Pong. Oh God.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
You know who's weird?
Block?
Yeah, full. That goes without saying. Well, like, no, David Jaffe, super progressive guy. That I'm like down with all of his like, his that kind of stuff. And then he talks about how Kratos should never have like grown as a character, and I'm like,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
I
because
get your-
he was the original maker of the God of War.
Yeah, and he's
Just
like Kratos is not this guy. It's like, dude, the new God of War games are incredible because
There's a reason they
Kratos,
sold
like,
more than his God of War games.
Yeah.
No, David Jaffe's just pissed off that like everything he touches, he makes a solid start, and then someone takes over and it absolutely blows up in scale and popularity.
Well, what about that animated fighting game thing that he did?
All right, well, not everything anymore. He kind of fell off after about God of War. I mean, 'cause he was the Twisted Metal guy too. That was pretty big back in the day.
Oh wait, he did Twisted Metal?
I don't know if he was like it was his game, but he was directing it. I think. Yeah, he was game designer on Twisted Metal, then director on 2, and on until
Wow.
Head On, which is the PSP one. Oh, he's creative director on God of War 2. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was he left, and then Corey Barlog did all of 2, and that's why it was so much better than the first one. I did not like the original God of War. Because I played 2 first before I played the original,
Well,
and it's hard going back.
I'm actually glad that. So, way back in the day when I worked at EA and my buddy Dan worked there, I think I told you guys the story before. Someone was selling Uncharted 2 for like $40, so I bought it. And I'm so happy because I'd heard like, oh, Uncharted 2, you gotta play this game, And Dan was like, oh yeah, you gotta play that, dude. Like Uncharted 1's like great, and everyone's saying this is one of the best games ever made. And I hadn't played Uncharted. He's like, dude, you haven't played Uncharted? And I was like, no. He's like, hey, I'll make you a deal. Like, if you don't mind, like, you can play my Uncharted 1. Do you mind if I play Uncharted 2? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, you lend me your game, like, you play this one, I don't care. But, like, then I played Uncharted 1, and I was like, dude, like, it was like 3 or 4 days we both finished. I was like, dude, that game was awesome. And he's like, this game is awesome. And he gave me 2 back. He's like, you need to play this immediately.
Oh,
like,
two,
okay.
two makes 1 look like a tech demo.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's good that you played the first one first.
Yeah.
Because it would be painful
like
going back.
A few weekends ago, like I just turned on Uncharted 2, and I was like, this game is so good. Like, it's so good. But it's very short. I got through like half the game in like 3 hours.
it's a very short game. It absolutely is a short game.
Uncharted.
Now, to be fair, like, that's because I've played it a bunch and remember.
Yeah.
That's true. Also,
8
yeah,
hours.
remembering certain things. Yep, that will obviously do it. What are you looking up, Lemon?
No, just how many hours it was for just burning through the storylines. 8 hours.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Sounds about right.
It definitely felt longer though back when it first came out. Probably just because again, we were in high school at the time. So
Well, that and the game wasn't easy either. Even on like the easier mode, I remember dying a lot.
I definitely remember dying. Yes, I remember that.
And my neighbor was super into Uncharted, so he was trying to burn through it on whatever the highest difficulty was.
Oh, crushing or whatever.
Crushing or
Yeah,
whatever they
he'd just
called it,
he's just like, yeah, you should go play it through on the hard crushing. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll try. I don't think I got more than probably 15 minutes. They would probably come. I'm out. Nope.
I love. You know what? It's funny. I love crushing Uncharted, but I haven't ever done grounded Last of Us as much as I love Last of Us.
That'd probably be even worse.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm like crushing Uncharted is like really hard, but I feel like grounded Last of Us, because like a big part of grounded Last of Us, like you can't use the hearing, so you actually have to like super creep around everywhere, and I'm like if I could use the hearing still, I know what you're trying to do, but like if I could use the hearing still, I'd probably play grounded. But
Yeah.
you know what I gotta do? I gotta go through next time I play Last of Us 2, which is probably gonna come up here pretty soon. Do a full playthrough. I gotta go and like just get a guide, because all I'm missing, I'm pretty sure, is just like the collectible
Stuff.
trophies. I have every other trophy. It's just the collectibles. Like last time I was playing, I found a new quarter for Abby, and I was like, oh hey, I didn't have that one.
Flock, bro thinks that hyperviolence is peak writing. His opinion is disregarded. Yeah, I mean,
sure, I guess, but then 2 and 3 were even more violent than the first one. I mean, especially 3. Holy shit.
Dude, 3, yeah, 3 was like,
And
that
they
was a
ripped out,
violent.
like Helios's head, and like, what is going on?
But that also had there was also a lot of stuff in 3. You know,
Wasn't 3 the
Yeah.
short one though? I felt
It was
3
super
was
short.
super short. It was
I
like
think
5
I think I
hours.
beat it in like one sitting or something.
Yeah, I remember
It was
5
really
being
short.
extremely short.
Super short, super violent.
I have hundreds of games on my PC, and I don't want to play any. I would play LA Noire. Maybe I should download that. That game rules.
Eleanor is fun because I remember playing it was kind of a cool game. I didn't really get it entirely when I first played it because I thought it was like a straight up just like a an action game, like Mafia almost.
Yeah, because
And it wasn't at all. It's like an interrogation game, and I just really enjoyed the interrogation parts.
Well, and it's also like I was playing it. I played like a year or two ago, February 2023. So like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It says last played February 6th, 2020. Yeah. So when I played it, I was like, I am insanely impressed with how good this facial stuff is.
Yeah,
Like
it was
for the
insane.
time. What was that, like 2010? Something like that game came out?
Let's see, LA Noire.
2011.
11. Okay, yeah.
2011. And that
was
facial
insane.
animation
It was insane.
still looks good.
Yeah.
Like it's obviously it's aged, but it still looks
No, it
crazy
still
good.
looks really good.
Like I'm just like y'all out here working too hard, Rockstar.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bummer that developer kind of imploded, like Bond or something, Team Bond or something.
You know what my favorite stupid game of all time is?
What?
Destroy All Humans.
Haha! There we go.
Such a stupid game, but
Classic
so
game.
much fun. Like once you get to the end of that game and you go back to just like the beginning areas, and you could just like pick up anybody with your mind powers and like throw them, and then they ragdoll
Yep.
insanely. Like it's just so much fun. I wish I had a good FPS to play.
Good.
What happened
FPS.
to Destiny? That is not a good FPS.
It's playing a good FPS as long as you're don't mind going back in time a bit.
I guess I could download Titanfall again.
Nah, there's a good FPS.
2, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't imagine the servers are really even going for any of them at this point.
Apex is okay.
Yeah, it's a
not
battle royale. It
Titanfall.
already. That's a no from my book.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's Valorant, which is just disgusting. I can play Max Payne.
So I guess they're either remaking or at least remastering Max Payne 1 and 2. I'm looking forward to that.
I think they're remaking it in UE5.
Okay, that's so it's a remake now. Okay, because I remember seeing like a blurb about Remedy doing that. I'm like, yeah, if I play through them.
Oh, this is one I have this on my Steam Deck and I haven't played it yet.
What?
Let's download Quantum Break.
Oh, I thought
That's
you
the
would have.
one-
I thought you of all people would have beaten that already.
That's the one Remedy game I haven't played because it was only
I
on
haven't played it
Xbox.
either.
I might go back and do the Alan Wake 2 New Game Plus though.
How long was Alan Wake 2?
It's like what, at Lemon, like 25 hours?
Yeah, it's got some legs on it. for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like Last of Us 2 length.
Okay.
See,
Yes, it's good. Like that game is. That's one of my favorite games I think I've ever played.
Alan Wake 2, roughly 19 hours for the main storyline.
Oh,
I think I had like
All right.
I think I have like 40 because I found everything.
Yeah, because it says it says completionist is 31, and if you have the DLCs on, it's another 4. So it's roughly around 40 hours.
That's still good. That's still a good amount of time.
It's a lot of time for.
I have Portal 2 installed.
There's a game.
There's a game. I can always jump back into Portal 2. Always fun to play.
I wish I had like an FPS that was like, I don't want to play Call of Duty because that just sucks. I can download Overwatch. Apparently they've done a lot.
Yeah, they added loot boxes back into it. So.
Oh boy.
That's actually. Yeah, I'll download it. Yeah, I'll download your loot boxes.
I never thought I'd hear Bobby say that.
That's
yeah, you know what? Loot boxes seemed like the worst possible thing that could have ever happened to video games, and then battle passes came out. Woo!
Yeah, part of me can't deny that. Yeah.
There's always new ways to screw over people.
Yep.
They're like, hey, instead of like just chance and a set number of things that you get a little bit of, we're just not going to give them anything unless they pay us money.
Pretty much.
And it's like, oh, fun. How fun. You know what I need though? Rockstar. Red Dead 2 60 FPS patch.
No,
It's
man.
like
They have to
Bloodborne.
release the
Not
definitive Super Edition. That way that you can just buy the game again.
It's fine. Just do it already. Like that game's been out what, like 8 years? No, not that long. 6 years?
I was like,
It's
I
only
think
been
it's
out for a while.
6. Yeah, I think it's 6.
6 years. Ridiculous. Absurd. Scandalous.
That game's still a looker too. It's a really, really good looking game.
I mean, dude, even
That's the thing about Rockstar
the
is
first
that-
Red Dead still looks good. So
Yeah, I got the PS4 version. Looks pretty good. It's like, wow.
didn't they just release the patch update for that for PS5 and Xbox Series X?
Yeah, for like 60 FPS, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what was it, Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Is that the one they just did?
Yeah,
Like
they
a
did
couple
that. Yeah,
months ago?
Ubisoft did that for Syndicate. Yep.
Yeah, that's really good. That game's pretty good.
I like Syndicate. Syndicate's a pretty good game.
I was playing it, I was like, this is not bad. I still need the 60 FPS, like 4K Black Flag. Because, you know, we all know why. I still gotta play Skull and Bones. Lemon, did you ever end up playing Skull and Bones?
No. I got it for $10. It's gonna probably remain the
Over
same.
$10, it's on the shelf, you know.
Yep, I got more important games to play.
Hey, he's got his Like a Dragon pirate game coming up.
Yeah. And Avowed to play. So now it's kind of what depends on when I finish Indiana Jones. If I finish it like tomorrow, I'll probably play
I'm not
Avowed
gonna
first.
lie. I never expected Avowed to get so much. I don't know if drama's the right word, but just all of the stuff I've been seeing online about it, about people either really defending it or bashing it, and just like I never expected Avowed to do because it looks like a a game like made by Obsidian and everything. But I mean, when you had people like Skill Up and Maddie Plays like going like it's fine, but like and then all this stuff just goes in
their opinion on like old school kind of Baldur's Gate kind of games.
They love those games. They love those games. That's the thing.
Maddie Plays especially really loves deep RPG stuff.
Yeah.
And that was his
the
complaint.
dude also like not hardcore, but he loves like Bethesda style games and everything. So
Well, those are two very different things. Bethesda games are not deep in any way and haven't been since probably Morrowind. They're action games. Like people love to give shit about Final Fantasy being an action game with RPG elements. Bethesda RPGs originated that. Like that was their thing.
Skyrim is like an
barely
action
an
game.
RPG. Yeah, and Skyrim is not an RPG in my mind. It's action with numbers in it, which is fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not.
Fallout 4 is definitely not
Yeah.
a deep RPG.
No. I mean, as long as it's as good as, say, like New Vegas, I'm fine with it. Or other, what was the other Obsidian game? The space one.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah. As long
I
as
hope
it's
Outer
good
Worlds 2 is
as-
good. Well, the thing about it is like a lot of people are just going like, yeah, it's like a B- game, you know.
Which,
But it's the thing. This is the thing with like when Xbox comes out and they put out these grand trailers, and then the game doesn't come out for 5 years. Like that's the issue that they're having right now. You know, like when Sony comes out, what happened last year? Think about last year. Sony, everyone was like, Sony's got nothing, bro, nothing. They got nothing. What happens in like, was it like March? They were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna do an Astrobot game.
well, I mean, when did Concord come out?
Like 2 weeks before it.
Record was it was
So
like
it was 2 weeks before.
August or something.
Oh, I was thinking Concord was earlier than that. Okay, so Astrobot was already announced, ready to go before Concord. Concord kind of came and
Conquer.
flopped. Okay,
Yeah.
Conquered. Oh,
Let's see. I can check my Concord trophies.
yeah, because I was just,
August 20th. Get your first elimination.
I don't know why I was thinking it was earlier than that.
You know what's nuts? Concord is a PvP only game. The first trophy you get is get your first elimination. 82% of players have this achievement. That means almost 20% of people didn't play the game. They turned it on and then turned it off.
Oh, that's honestly really funny.
I kind of wish there was like not really a trophy, but some sort of statistic you could see, where you see how many people turn the game on versus getting their first trophy. I mean, you get a percentage, but I'd like to see a bit more than that, just a breakdown of that, because yeah, it's kind of nuts. I feel like there's like Elden Ring is another good one where it's like they didn't even get to the first boss, like how the percentage of that is and stuff.
That's honestly.
That's kind of nuts. Well, I mean, I can kind of understand that 82 because I feel like people just bought it just to dunk on it.
Or to sell it, especially now.
Well, and you get trophies on the Steam version of it, right? So there's a Steam version of it. They came on PC, right? Yeah.
I think so.
So you'd have trophies on that. So I'm kind of wondering if there's also plenty of people who just funded the game too in that percentage, 20% that didn't just play the game.
I played.
I don't know
so
how you
much
didn't get
Concord.
an elimination though. That's crazy because.
Oh, I played 45 hours of Concord in the 2 weeks.
Oh
ago.
my god, that is a lot.
Damn.
I like that game, dude. I really liked it. I mean, I get it. People didn't like it, and so it went away. But I love that game. I thought it was super fun because it was just.
You got that many hours for how short the game lived.
It was an old school. Like it was super old school in how it felt. It felt like Halo
Yeah, it felt
in terms of like the actual gunplay, like and like the movement and stuff. And then it was hero stuff, which was like fun. Yeah, the heroes were kind of like man, whatever. But like, they added some diversity, and you could like, do the rock paper scissors thing. You know, it's like, oh, this person has all these heroes that are, they're kind of like dive heroes. Okay, so I'm gonna play the rocket girl who stays up in the air all the time and just does a ton of AOE damage. Like, it's just like stuff like that. Like that was super fun. Man, if you'd let me install it again, I would. PlayStation.
Yeah, you can't even install it and everything because they basically removed it.
I can view the
Lost
DLC
Legacy
in the
and-
store though. No, I can't. Manage my 2 DLCs. Oh yeah, I had the digital deluxe upgrade. Thanks, Josh Hamrick. That man gave me a free copy of that game, and I put a week's worth of work into it. I played that game with Jester a lot.
I remember you playing it the moment it came out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this because like I would have bought it. I didn't buy it because that morning I followed Josh Hamrick on Twitter, and he was just like, hey, who wants a code? And I was like, yo, I'll take a code. And he was like, okay. And he just DM'd me a code. And I was like, cool, I don't have to buy the game. And I'll be able to play it on PC. Like, which is where I prefer to play shooters. And then I thought about buying it on PlayStation because I was like, oh man, I like playing it. And I was like, and this is one of it's like Titanfall where it's a shooter that I can actually play with the controller. it's like very rare that I feel comfortable playing shooters with controllers, but like Conquered, Titanfall, and like what's the other? Destiny a little bit. Like if I'm playing PvE, I can get away with it if I'm playing like strikes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm playing like a dungeon or a raid, it's like nah.
I don't know how. The moment I went over to PC for shooters, I'm just like, God, my playing on controller, I just suck. Can't do it. So I don't know how I'm gonna play the Master Chief Collection on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I would 100%. Like Halo is a game on the sticks for me.
I mean, it's designed for it.
Yeah, that's the thing about certain games is like when they're actually designed for console play, and they really take in all the shortcomings of controller into account.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. Like Halo's great. Halo rules. Like you know. Which is why I've said, like, if they bring Master Chief Collection, you will get my money day one. Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that every single time.
Yeah, there's so many games like that. Like new Space Marine. I played like the first level of it. It feels funky on a keyboard and mouse.
I played it on PS5, the trial or whatever. It was pretty fun.
But I mean, I guess it works. I mean, I imagine it works a lot better on controller than PC.
Oh, it felt pretty good.
Because of that whole parry mechanic.
Well, it's like third-person games usually feel much better.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think I play anything that's third-person on keyboard and mouse. I'll just pick up my controller.
I can't think of any like that. Nothing comes to mind, at least.
I gotta play Dead Cells.
Ooh, Dead Cells. There's a fun
Dead
game.
Cells is great.
Was that made by the Dead Space guy? No, I think it's something else.
No, Dead Cells. It's the Metroidvania game.
Oh, that Metroidvania game. Okay.
Yeah, they also.
Dead Cells is the game that started all that review drama back in the day, right?
Really?
Was that?
Yeah, those.
I don't remember that.
It was like I forget what it was. It was like a reviewer like straight up plagiarized.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
He straight up plagiarized his review for Dead Space.
Yeah. Holy, yeah, I remember seeing like in the next week and a half afterwards was just a ton of screenshots of people, pointing things out, and I remember that. Yeah.
I copied my Dead Cells review. What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, because the guy was from IGN, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Philip Mewson or something. He got fired.
Yeah, and then like a month or two later, he finally came out with like an apology video.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I did that. I'm sorry."
Yep.
Yeah.
And he tried to make his own YouTube channel and everything, and then after a couple like tries, he didn't do anything.
No one was having it.
Yeah, no one was watching him or anything. So.
Yeah, there's a Kotaku article on him too. It's crazy. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
And it's probably
and like
probably best.
I remember hearing about it and then like finally played it and I was like, man, this game's awesome. Like
It's really good.
It's really, really good. Hey, they're giving away Outer Worlds on Twitch.
You're giving it away, just straight up.
Yeah, if you got Twitch Prime, they give games like every.
Oh, I know that, but I figured because that game is that's what, a 5-year-old game at this point.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Outer Worlds like 2019. Yeah, so it might be 5, 6.
I remember going to. It's like the last time I went to PAX was like right before it came out. I went to a panel on it. I like Outer Worlds. That was a cool game.
They are also giving away Jurassic World Evolution. The Voyage, which is like May.
I'll be right back and get some more water.
Grip. Deus Ex, Super Meat Boy Forever. BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite.
Dude, nice. If no one here has ever played BioShock 2 or even BioShock Infinite, like, go play those games. They're awesome.
BioShock 2 is good. BioShock Infinite is fantastic.
Yep.
They're giving away the Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of the Green Stone for you, Talon. It also has like font like The Sims 2. I don't know why. Weird. Hard Space Shipbreaker. Man, I had to get a haircut because I have those interviews tomorrow, and I was like, I can't. I just can't. Can't be on camera with these people with this hair.
Not that bad.
What, my hair?
Yeah.
No, my hair was getting out of control.
Oh, was it?
It's like literally it'll be like this 3-day span where my hair goes from like manageable to being like I cannot do anything with it without it looking stupid.
No, that is the one upside to not having hair anymore.
Yeah, you just wax that dome and you're good. You know?
Pretty much. Yep. Shave it once to twice a week, and that's it. Definitely saves on going to the barber or a lot of hair products and everything. So can't complain about that.
So the thing I have to deal with all the time is like finding stuff that works for my hair. What I found is that matte pomade works pretty solid for my hair.
I think the only thing I used for such a long time was Head and Shoulders. And then afterwards, I was just like, well, I'm going to be shaving it, so.
Now he just uses shoulders.
Yep, pretty much.
First party Switch games on sale via Best Buy.
Like, what, $5 off?
Like 20.
That's actually not bad, so. And there is a reason that everyone still buys Nintendo games at mostly full price.
Yeah, Nintendo's just really, really good stuff. Captain America made its money back already. Let's go.
Oh, did it? Nice.
Yeah, reportedly had a $180 million budget and it's made 192, or is projected to make 192 million.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
What game?
No, the Captain America movie. Apparently, it made its money back already.
Okay. Was that in question?
I'm
Well,
sure.
Yeah, because that when like the pre-orders first went up, it was not looking hot.
Oh, okay.
It was like people were like, "This is the lowest pre-orders ever for any Marvel film ever."
Wow.
And then in the last like week and a half or something, like all of a sudden the pre-orders blew up. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like that could have been bad. Fantastic Four is going to make probably $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah, I think Fantastic Four is huge. In terms, like if you're a Marvel fan, that's not just an MCU fan, you know. Fantastic, like a real proper Fantastic Four, you know. People have been waiting a long, long time for that. I watched the one from, was it 2015? Was not great. I really liked, though, that when they got their powers, they treated it like a body horror movie. That was really cool. Because, like, normally it's like something stupid, like, you know, Reed, like, sticks his hand and it goes, and he, like, then looks at his hand, he's like, whoa, and then Sue looks at her hand and it, like, disappears, and it's like, okay. Like, all right. Like, if that stuff was happening to you in real life, you'd be like, oh my God, what is happening to my body? Like, you know, like, you would freak out. And they did that in that movie. And I was like, I like that. Like, I like that they treated it like a serious, like, what is happening?
Yeah.
You know? And then I realized, like, oh, like, it was like 2015, 2016, that movie?
I think so, yeah.
2015. Yeah, no. Made its money back. I guess they were gonna make a sequel for it.
2015. That means 3 years later, Michael B. Jordan looked like he aged 10 years
He did.
and played Killmonger because he looked like he was like 20 in that movie.
Oh my god.
He definitely
And then
looked
that
pretty
man-
young back then. Yeah, I remember
And then
that.
that man looks like a man in Black Panther. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, no,
So-
he definitely put some muscle on for that game, or for that movie. Like,
I remember reading a story, and it was something like this teenage girl got so, let's say, up in her feelings over like his scenes in that movie that she like bit through her retainer.
what?
And then like her friends or something like put that on Twitter, and he saw it. And so he sent her like a video that was like, "Hey, I'm sorry about that," and he sent her like money for a new retainer, which is like so funny. You know, because like you're a teenager, hormones happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you see like she sees this super attractive man, and like just like chomps through her retainer.
Which are not cheap.
It's
It's a strong jaw.
not cheap. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was just like, that. I just thought it was hilarious. It's like that's so funny.
So get this. I'm looking at the Fantastic Four wiki page of 2015, and it says, "Let's just capitally the canceled sequel," and I quote: "In September 2015, Tommy Wiseau expressed enthusiasm in directing a sequel, having a personal admiration for the film." And if anyone doesn't know who that is, that's the guy who made The Room. Quite possibly one of the worst movies ever made.
No. Let me stop you right there, Chief, because I have a friend who went to film school whose whole thing was he liked to watch bad movies. And if you think The Room is one of the worst movies you've ever seen, brother, let me tell you
I'm
some
not
stories.
saying people hold it as that. I'm sure there are worse movies. Like Plan
if you
9
haven't
from Outer
seen-
Space, I'm sure is up there too.
Which one?
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, no, speaking of Plan 9 from Outer Space, have you guys seen Birdemic?
Birdemic.
Birdemic. What the heck is that?
Is it like a
It's bad.
Birdemic?
And I know one of the people who was in that movie, and I met the director, who that movie got real famous for like a year or two because it was so awful. It was like The Room, but it's way worse. Like at least The Room, like you could tell he tried to light the scenes, you know?
Yeah.
Like Birdemic looks like it was filmed on like a handy cam from like 2003. Like with no lighting. Like, it's so awful. And yeah, it's just
So
just bad. The director
reception
thought
for
people
it.
really liked that movie.
on a 2009 best of list, Bloody Disgusting listed Birdemic as among its honorable mentions, calling it the best worst film you'll see in 2010. The Huffington Post referred to the film as truly one of the worst films ever made.
Yes.
Vanity reported Birdemic displays all the revered hallmarks of a hilariously bad filmmaking: inane dialogue, miscued music, god-awful sound, and special effects that simply must be seen to be believed. Birds dive bombing and exploding in red and yellow poofs of smoke.
Yes.
Clipart eagles crudely pasted on the screen with only their wingtips mechanically flapping.
Yes. These are all real things that happen in this movie. It is so bad.
Birdemic.
It is monumentally awful.
Oh,
Like,
even
and
though
I
they
try to be
ripped Matt's
positive. Like even with Fantastic Four, I was like, okay, you know, I like this, I like this. You know, a couple little things. Yeah, it wasn't like great, but it was like I was like, there's still some redeeming quality. Birdemic is just so bad. You can't you just have to sit there and laugh at it because it's
There are
so
sequels.
bad.
There are two sequels: Birdemic 2: The Resurrection of Birdemic 3: Sea Eagle.
Yes.
You gotta be kidding me. They actually got a sequel.
This is like some Sharknado shit.
Yeah. Yes. Like it's so bad that it got sequels because it's bad.
Did the people just go to see it because they had to see if it really was that bad?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it comes out and people go like, it's like The Room, right? Like people go, you have to see this. It's so bad. You have to see this. Like I can't believe a human being in 2010 made this movie. It's so bad. How did this happen? And you just end up going, okay, I can't believe it. Like when you're just done with it, you just can't believe what you watched. Like it's that bad. Like you go, how did someone like in good faith
think that was good?
Yeah, like, and the director actually thought that people were like really liking this movie. And it's like, dude, no, people are making fun of you. I'm sorry.
I mean, isn't it the same? Isn't it kind of the same thing where you get like writers and everything who is like, all my people around me said it was really good. I don't know why everyone hates it. It's just like,
that's just you're surrounding yourself with yes men.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. So
artistic and creative ones.
Like apparently, like even the writers for that, what was it? Forspoken, that PS5 game.
Forspoken.
Yeah, like
Forspoken. I own that game.
That wasn't that bad.
On disc.
I think there was the one clip everyone shared around was pretty bad, but the rest of the game that's a highlight of a really bad.
Yeah, that's like if you pick that really stupid line in every Marvel movie. You know, there's always one that's always just so dumb.
Yeah.
But then like the rest of it, it's like, okay, this isn't bad. Like it's not bad at all. Like it's not, you know, you're not writing Shakespeare, but like it's not bad. But they intentionally picked the worst thing. And yeah,
I mean, it's one of those. It's a whirlwind of bad things kind of happening at once, because you have that coming out, and then you have all the usual grums and quartering types flipping their shit because it's not a white male protagonist. They're doing their thing, so it all just kind of becomes a whirlwind of just bad vibes and bad news and stuff. So everyone's just like, oh, it's a shitty game. No, it's really not. It's a 7 out of 10 kind of game. It's not really that bad. It's not really that memorable. Has cool parts to it, but it kind of got really dogged pretty bad when it came out, just with all the bad hype and bad media and stuff.
It's very strange that I don't know that I don't know. It's just hard for me to, man. Talon, you've been putting in work because you're in Cosmo Canyon.
oh, this is like my third file that I've already pretty much beaten the game except for the final chapter. So.
Is your third file on PC?
No, I'm on PS5.
Oh, good lord! I was terrified.
No, God.
You put 3 files on PC already?
No, on PS5.
Okay, we're good. I was worried about you there for a second, buddy.
Oh, jeez, I'm not a crazy person.
Talon, I need you to develop like a life. That wife of yours needs to get you out of the house. You tell her I said so.
So my friend Bobby, he says I have to do this now. She'd be like, okay.
She says that you need to make me leave the house because I've played 200 hours of Rebirth since it came out on PC.
God, that would be pretty bad.
I mean, it's not unusual though, people doing shit like that. I mean, I remember whenever a JRPG or just any RPG comes out, you take a week later, oh yeah, I finished it. Cool game. Like, what? How did you get 100 hours into this game in like a week? Where all this time come from? Oh yeah, I just kind of played it when I had my free time. Like, no, you played it on all of your time. Like, come on now, guys. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, the only reason I was even able to play through this game the first time around was because it just happened to line up with my spring break. That was literally the only reason I could.
That's what happens for me in December when I take all that time off.
Yeah.
Just burn through all my backlog.
Which I'm pretty sure you still have the giant backlog, don't you, Lemon?
Oh yeah, no, it's still growing. I just started adding a bunch of Metroidvania games.
Yeah, because I do that too, where it's like I buy a game and then like I like playing games, but it's like I just don't like now I'm trying to exercise more and like read, you know, and like make sure I'm doing things like reading, exercising, you know, doing work. Now I've got these interviews, like I was working for a while.
Being an adult takes time.
Yeah, so like I can't play as much, but like I still want to buy these games because they look cool and I want to own them. Like,
Yeah.
And
it's like-
you'll eventually be able to play them.
I know I'm not gonna play it for a year, but I'll still buy it day one to give that full price, full price support.
It's not even that for me. I just like to buy games because as a kid, I really want to buy games. Now I can do that. That's really nothing more than that.
Exactly.
So I'd be buying like magic cards and stuff. I couldn't buy as many as a kid, so now I can just buy as many as I want. So.
What is this?
I
found a new dark side of Twitter. And by dark side I mean something that's like dangerous for me and my trying to get in shape. Is it
What is it, like a bunch of like mukbangs or something?
No, it's a bunch of like things that show you how to make stuff that looks delicious.
Oh, cooking Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, cooking Twitter. Like I just found cheesy beef lasagna rolls
So
and it looks incredible and I want like 10 of them.
I don't know when it happened because I mean the YouTube algorithm has me pinned for cooking and stuff too. They just give me all kinds of cooking stuff. At some point, I'm not sure if it's just everyone in general trended that way or what, but I get a lot more cooking, but healthy cooking, as in like not absurd kind of over the top stuff like a cheesy beef lasagna. But there was ones like beef tacos or something that aren't too bad. So they were just going into like, oh, instead of using 80-20 beef, use like a 96 4 blend and then put some extra taco seasoning and you won't know the difference kind of thing. So it's weird. I imagine you stick around that Twitter for long, it'll probably start turning into more health conscious ones because it just always seems to trend that way, at least for me anecdotally.
I like health conscious stuff. Like I found recipes. My favorite recipe is like breakfast burritos.
Love
Where
breakfast burritos.
I use ground turkey.
Okay, yeah, turkey's a good one.
I use turkey and then I use egg whites or eggs, just depending. And then I use spinach or bell peppers.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
And then I try to get like the low carb tortillas if I can, but if I don't, I'll just use regular tortilla. But then in it, you put chipotle, like seasoning.
Okay, yeah.
And then for cheese, instead of like cheese, you use cottage cheese.
Yeah. So the only problem with this, because I've been around my parents for too long, and they're trying to cut sodium out. The low carb tortillas are super high in sodium, and so is cottage cheese.
Yes.
I look at them like I want low calorie, I also want low sodium, and they rarely mesh up super well.
Yeah, that's the
I
only
love
problem.
cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is the best. It goes really well on tacos. I'm really bummed out. I didn't really realize that until I was like probably my late 20s when I accidentally grabbed cottage cheese. I meant to buy sour cream. I was like, fuck, I already have cottage cheese. Let me just do it. And it's the best.
Oh
So
yeah.
good. High protein and it's high sodium, but it's generally really good for in your protein and stuff. It's good. I love
And it's not
cottage
bad. Like if you're really like doing cardio or like working out and you're actually sweating, like there's nothing wrong with having a little bit more sodium.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. The problem is more of a case of amortized over your whole day. It's just if you have a lot of sodium in the morning, it means you can't have it like any at night. And just it's really salt is so pervasive anywhere you eat.
Yes.
So it's just kind of the case of if you have a lot of sodium by accident or even by on purpose, not really on purpose, but you're making your breakfast burritos. Now it's like, well, shit. Now I'm kind of SOL. Maybe I go out to dinner or something, which that itself is absolute minefield. Let's say you're trying to be better, you eat a salad. There's probably a shit ton of salt in that salad. So it's just kind of from a heart perspective, you have to take as much salt as you can where you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as long as you're keeping on and you're doing cardio and stuff, I feel like that kind of balances out a bit. It's all just doing what you can, sort of thing.
Apparently, I came in to just talk about sodium and everything.
Huh?
That I just came into a conversation about all this sodium stuff.
No, we were talking about like food, like cooking, social media stuff. I was saying how, at least for me, and it just kind of anecdotally trended towards health food stuff, and that's how we got in the conversation of breakfast burritos. That's how we got on the concept of cottage cheese being high in sodium. But no, I love like this mission. It was like low carb tortillas. They're really good.
I use it's not mission. I get mission sometimes when they're on sale. There's another one I don't know what they're called, but they're super good and they're like big, like full.
Oh, see, that's the hard part when you get the big ones.
Yeah,
like the big
and
ones.
they're like 90 calories.
Yes, they're perfect like that. Yeah. I've been getting tortillas from Costco. They have like these like I wouldn't call them raw necessarily, but they're you have to cook them. You can't like nuke them or anything. You do have to put them in the stove.
Yeah.
Cook them up. And they're lower in sodium, but they're higher in calories. I think it's like 150 per tortilla, and they're kind of smallish tortillas, but they taste amazing. They're so good.
I really like what's it called? Breakfast burritos, but man, it is getting hard being an American eating eggs.
Yeah.
It's like Costco, it's like 5 dozen is still like 18.
I'm not gonna say
something.
anything. I am not gonna say anything.
Don't worry, Talon. It's like the one thing. It's actually cheap for you there. So you get just think of it as like your one boon.
I mean,
The one way
it's
you
no.
save
The
money.
thing that, so the things that are super expensive here are the fun stuff to do. But in terms of
Yeah.
everything else, fine.
How's that PS5 Pro treating you, Talon?
You literally just proved my point. It's all the fun stuff that is super crazy expensive. Everything else though, it's fine. You want to know how much it does? You know, okay, I can get 24 eggs at my Costco here in Japan. $3. Yeah, sit on that for right now.
$3.
$3.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting paid in yen. That's like 4 weeks of work for you, Talon.
No, it's not. No, because right now, go in, look at what yen is to the dollar right now for $3. Like 3 USD.
All right,
It's like
do
600, maybe 700 max
Yen.
for yen.
Yeah, so USD to yen.
0.66,
So put
$0.0066
$3.
Yeah, hold on.
$3.
Three. 454 yen.
Yeah,
Just short
that
of
you know that
55.
feels like pain. That feels like paying $4.50 for that many eggs.
Oh, well.
Still pretty good.
I'm
Yep.
just going to go enjoy my 40 series graphics card and my PS5
Go ahead,
Pro.
because that's gonna be a while till I mean, 50
And not
series is
eat any
basically
eggs.
not happening, but
And not eat eggs for another 4 years. Thanks, America.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least the yen's getting a bit stronger, it looks like, if I'm reading this graph right.
You know what's wild?
Hmm.
So we're going to have like the extinction of the chicken thanks to our country.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's this last couple of months have been so fucking touch and go. I just whatever comes. But I really don't want to lose chicken. I love chicken so much.
I do too. I eat chicken all the time. Either
That's
chicken
pretty
or
much my
eggs.
go-to meat.
And turkey.
I just can't. I just do not like turkey. I've never liked turkey, and it sucks because turkey's like the go-to meat for health stuff.
It's like
Never
ground
liked it.
turkey you don't like?
No, just any kind of turkey at all. I mean, I guess I haven't tried turkey, like ground turkey, in ages. So I might get some ground turkey.
Well, with ground
Maybe
turkey,
tacos
it's
or
like
something.
the thing with ground turkey is you have to season it.
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, you say with
season it up.
most meat, like you really can't have ground chicken or beef that not season it. Like it's all kind of you season it. Anecdotally, in my humblest of opinion.
I haven't had turkey in a long time.
I would just think back of like turkey
Do they
dinner.
not
at
have turkey
Thanksgiving.
in Japan, Talon?
It's you really can't get it unless you go to like Costco or something. You really can't find turkey in Japan.
Weird.
Just not a thing.
I mean, is turkey really a thing? I mean, because I feel like turkey's like a very American thing. I really feel like I don't know of too many people using turkey in like Italian dishes or Spanish dishes. Like,
Well, no, because like Italians, they're making everything with like some kind of sausage.
yeah, but I never hear of like turkey being like a thing in different cuisines outside of like the U.S. or for health reasons, removing like say having like turkey bacon or something.
What about turkey and turkey?
I
Do they eat
don't know.
turkey and turkey?
I'm trying to think. Because it's not. It's not even, you don't even pronounce Turkey. They changed their name. Turkey country. Turkey. pronunciation. But I mean, it's kosher, so whatever. It's halal. Sorry. So that, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't eat turkey.
Oh, Bobby, did you see all those like interviews from Phil Spencer? I wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on a couple of those.
Yes. I was like, what are you doing, dude?
What did he say?
He literally says, we're not trying to sell Xboxes anymore. He didn't literally say that. He effectively says, we're not really trying to sell Xboxes anymore, and we don't care. And I was like, yo. Like,
I don't know. It just sounds like that's the same thing he's been saying all these years, though. I mean,
oh yeah, he's basically saying it for
want to be in the hardware spaces. That's not where the money's at for them. They want to be the biggest publisher in the world. They're on track for it. That's where they want to put their money at.
Oh no, they're not even on track for it. They are, like, with everything they had, and then Activision, who was already the biggest publisher in the world.
Well,
Yeah,
and then there's another interesting quote about, because they were asking him about, you know, like, for like the Xbox players who have made their library and everything, and it's like, now you're gonna be putting everything else everywhere. And then he made a comment about Game Pass, and I was just like he basically made a comment saying like Game Pass is not meant to not like basically not let you have your games or something like that. Like, we still want, you know, the preservation of games and everything. And I'm sitting there going like, but Game Pass doesn't allow you don't own anything. I mean, granted, we don't own anything to begin with, but Game Pass especially, or any kind of, you know, service like that, PlayStation Plus, you name it, you don't own those games the moment you stop paying for it.
Well,
so
you don't own the games when you pay for it anyway.
I know. Well, I literally said that.
As we've seen, they're going to lose them.
Yeah.
Like, outside of like GOG and Steam, I don't trust any of them to let me keep my games. So if I'm not going to be able to, you know, own them and be able to play them 10, 15 years from now, I don't really feel compelled to buy the games outside of supporting the developer. That's really the only boon of buying games at this point. They can just steal my license away, you know, wherever they want. So, I mean, that applies in movies too. I mean, we saw with Sony, they're taking away licenses for that. I want to say with like Funimation stuff and Crunchyroll, they're doing that too.
Oh yeah.
So.
Sony owns Crunchyroll as well, so I mean,
Sony has a literal monopoly on anime and stuff in the West, which, granted, anime is not that big of a money maker, but it's only getting bigger. And they own a monopoly. There is no one else. I think it's High Dive. I think it's the only other streaming service as an anime. And then I guess Netflix and Amazon are trying to get into it now. But most of those things are already on Crunchyroll. Like Sakamoto Days is on both Netflix and Crunchyroll, and so is Dan to Dan.
Right, yep.
So, but speaking of Netflix, I'm probably going to cancel mine. I just finished watching Squid Game, so I might just cancel my Netflix.
Did you at least watch Castlevania before?
Oh, I watched Castlevania too. What were you saying, Bobby?
I was saying that the minute Breaking Bad and like Better Call Saul are off of Netflix is the minute I'm done with it. I watch those shows all the time. Like, I love those shows.
Good background noise.
Oh no, I actually sit there and watch them. Like, I love those shows. It's like Last of Us 2. I will just play that game because I just want to experience it again. Same thing with Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul.
Yeah, before you cancel it though, Lemon, definitely go watch Castlevania season 2.
No, I did. I watched it.
Oh, you already watched it? Okay, good. Okay, never mind. Go and cancel whenever you want.
I watched it when it came out. It was good. I liked it.
Okay, so Talon, to answer your question on some of this stuff, oh, and I guess Lemon had the question too, of exactly what did Phil Spencer say? We have a quote, I'm not trying to move them all over to Xbox anymore. Let's just allow more people to play. And then he also says they're going to be showing PlayStation and Nintendo logos in their showcases when games are going to PlayStation and Nintendo. Which, if that doesn't tell you that they are like a third-party publisher now, I don't know what you're thinking. Like,
that's exactly what they are. So.
Yeah, that's what they are. But like, it's like he says, I want to be transparent with people. We're shipping on Nintendo, on PlayStation, on Steam. People should know the storefronts where they can get our games. So we're going to show, you know, the logos, which is wild.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
If you had time traveled 10 years into the past and told me this is exactly what is gonna happen, I would have been like, really?
Yeah, no, I mean, from that standpoint, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, they can't claw back into any sort of meaningful position anymore. This is the only route they can take.
It is now. They had a shot if, like, okay, so their biggest mistake is Game Pass, right? At least this generation. The last generation, it was the Xbox One reveal, which turned everybody off of Xbox. Like, I knew 3 people, if you include my ex, and that was because I bought her an Xbox One because she liked Xbox. She's like, "Oh, you don't play Xbox?" And I was like, "No, I play on PlayStation." Because I had 2 Xboxes die in a year, and I'm not about that. My PS3 lasted like 10 years before it died. Like,
No, I think the VCR Xbone was pretty detrimental. I mean, you say Game Pass was kind of a real killer for the current generation of Xbox, but I disagree insofar as if they didn't have Game Pass, I don't know what Xbox would have in terms of a gimmick. Because I mean, there's zero reason for me to choose an Xbox over a PlayStation unless there was Game Pass. At least Game Pass was the gimmick they could do. Otherwise, it's just a PlayStation and Xbox. They're the same architecture. There is no other gimmick between them. And the PlayStation has the cool controller. So what did the Xbox have? Nothing. So they would have to have something cool, I guess. In that regard, I guess, a little Bobby. I mean, if they didn't have Game Pass, they would have to have their own gimmick, and maybe that little gimmick would have been pretty cool. To me, in that regard,
the thing about it is, like, as cool as the DualSense is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, I'm just saying that the Xbox just doesn't have a gimmick.
It doesn't need to have.
PlayStation has the PlayStation. Well, no, it does. The console why would I choose, ignoring Game Pass for a second, why would I ever choose to have an Xbox over a PlayStation? Right? There's nothing incentivizing me.
What's supposed to incentivize you is the games they put out that are exclusive to that platform.
But they were never going to have one. That's the problem.
It's supposed to incentivize you, and that's what I'm saying is that, like, their push to PC, like, day and date, that was a huge thing that I was like, okay, I never need to buy an Xbox again. And then, like, and like, look at, like, me saying Master Chief, right? MCC. Like, I would love to play that on my TV. Am I gonna buy an Xbox to do that? No, not a chance. Because I've played Halo before. Now, will I buy the game if it comes to the platform I already own? Yeah. Like,
but I don't think Game Pass had any bearing on whether or not Xbox would have good games. The problem is they just didn't have good games.
Well, here's
Game
the thing.
Pass was a mean to get something going for them.
Yeah, and they have Game Pass, right? So they had a good idea. Because, like, remember, they started it, 2017, 2018?
Something like that,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like, they started it when Netflix was like, we're the biggest company in entertainment ever. Like, we have endless growth. And so Microsoft was like, I bet you we could do that with video games. And, like, it's a good idea. But gamers don't really work that way. Like, the same way, like, gaming is not as, unless you're on mobile, gaming is not as dispensable as, like, TV and movie. You know what I mean? Like, you could put, like, it's like Talon just said, like, you throw the TV on in the background. No, but, like, a lot of people do. They'll throw on Netflix shows that they've seen, like, a bunch of times and, like, do dishes,
If cloud gaming functioned, I think it would have worked out better, because then the barrier of entry would be that much lower.
Yeah, but the thing is like,
that's the problem.
It's not, and aside from that, when your business is reliant on selling your games, and then you go, hey, you could actually, like, pay nothing comparatively, right? Because, like, I could have bought Indiana Jones for $70 or $60, however much they're charging for it on Steam, right? I could have bought it, but I didn't. I bought an $8 Game Pass thing from eBay, and I played it, and I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I'll buy it when it goes to PlayStation. And then PlayStation's gonna get 30% of that money because I want to play it on, like, a controller on my OLED.
But that's the problem with subscriptions in general of any kind of media. I mean, Netflix is in the same boat.
Yeah, but how many people cancel their Netflix versus, and you can't get like a Netflix thing from eBay. You know what I mean? Like I get cards from eBay for like $8 for Game Pass every time I want to do it. Versus Netflix, you can't do that. You can't get that anywhere else. It's kind of like PlayStation, right? It's like PlayStation getting.
Well, I think they've really screwed themselves by those fire sales they were doing, like those like $1 conversions and stuff.
Yeah,
what I did.
Yes,
that did not. They should have blocked that off within the first 6 months. They got the early adopters, block it off, because I mean it's clear they're just pushing numbers for the stocks, the share price, which it worked out for a little bit, I guess, but. It was never sustainable, just like Netflix isn't sustainable. That's why it's like $25 now for the ad-free 4K.
Yep.
Which is actually funny. Have more expensive. Netflix is more expensive than Game Pass Ultimate, which is absurd.
And not when you consider that when you have Netflix, you're gonna have like 3 to 4 people using it usually in the family, right? And the fact that
not at one time though.
Yeah, you can.
Can't stream more than once. And at least on the one I have, I can't stream more than one person. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. Look.
Because like I know on our Disney Plus, we can use like 3 or 4.
Oh, I live alone. The only reason I even bring up multiple streams when I used to give Talon my account and they started harassing us like, you clearly cannot be both in the U.S. and Japan. One of you guys have to get your own goddamn account.
That was before the crackdown.
Yeah. It's funny about the crackdown. They actually went up in subscription, so it actually worked out for them.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
Oh, yep, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Watch Phone 4's support device. I apologize. Yeah, you're right. It's 4.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing about that is that, like, Netflix is ubiquitous, right? Like, it's part of just everyday life for so many people, and even they are struggling. Like I don't know why Microsoft didn't just bail on Game Pass after like 2 years. Once I guess. I guess it's not fair.
I mean, if they bailed on it, then they would definitely have nothing. I mean, at that point, they would have had to further speed up their process of dumping Xbox as a hardware and going right into publisher mode.
The reason that they bought Bethesda and Activision was to feed Game Pass.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Right? So, like, if you don't have Game Pass in 2022, when you're buying Activision, then you're not buying Activision, meaning the ire of Satya is not going to, like, turn your way, and the bookkeepers aren't going to go, like, when are we getting that $70 billion back, dude? They just keep farting along and being their little selves and have more time to kind of course correct. And maybe they go, hey, you know what? We tried the thing for PC, but we feel like it devalued our ecosystem, and we don't want to do that anymore. There's nothing wrong with course correcting. Like, Sony's doing it right now, and they're being very transparent about it. They're being like, we're canceling all this stuff.
I don't think Microsoft course corrects. I don't think any of the big tech companies in the US course correct. They just kill the service off. There's no course correction. It either works or it doesn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they kill off Game Pass, and then they kill off the putting everything on PC day one. And then all of a sudden, you have, let's say the next Gears is really, really good. The next Halo in UE5, they got more people. They put more time and focus into it. It comes really, really good. Fable comes out really, really good. And then I go, oh man, I want to play Fable. I guess I have to buy an Xbox.
But we are, 5 years in this generation? Like, this is the kind of shit that should have been ready to go within year 1.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
I guess it comes back to, we're course correcting, but they were 3 years too late. There was no way they could have gotten out of Game Pass earlier than they did. I do think Game Pass is probably gonna be on that chopping block here soon, especially if these games turn out to be good. Because you said they're bleeding money on it, and if they're gonna be a big publisher, no other console is going to want Game Pass. It's a non-starter for anyone.
Yeah. So if they're well, because here's the thing. And I put this on Blue Sky the other day. I said just 10-1. 10-1. I would bet that their next thing is just all cloud.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Because then you're not paying for the super expensive processors and all that stuff that they need to make it, all that, and they can go, well, this is the biggest technological leap, like Sarah Bond promised. It's all cloud. Everything's just running on the cloud, and you just pay us $100 for this cloud box. Or I guess you could buy a Fire Stick, or
No,
you know. Like,
I'm banking on them working with like Valve or something, like a Steam.
I do,
thing,
wow, but Valve holds all the cards there. Why would they do that? It's one of those
They
things.
just want to be the publisher. They don't. I don't think they want to be in the hardware, because then all the risk would be on Valve to make their box, and they just have like a special thing on Steam because they're already on Steam.
So you're saying they license out the Xbox name to Valve?
Or they just have like a special thing within Valve. I mean, I don't see them making another console, but I do see Valve wanting to make their way into the again back into the living room.
Yeah,
I just think Microsoft and Valve might team up to do something.
I could see Valve trying, but I don't think Sony's gonna let them get momentum like that.
I mean, the Steam Deck is doing numbers, and I can't imagine.
Yeah,
why.
but not when you talk about remember that the total sales of all of the PC handhelds is something like 5 million. Right now, this is after what, 3.5 years of the Steam Deck. Was the Steam Deck early 2022? Because it it's 3 years. Because it was early 22. Because Elden Ring came out right when it came out, and it ran best on Steam Deck, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Right?
Yeah.
And that's what started the new handheld PC craze.
Yeah.
So after 3 years, 5 million. That's including the ROG Ally, the Legion Go, the Steam Deck, every single one of those things. That's not just Steam Deck, right? Now Steam Deck has probably sold 3 million of those. For being real.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but is Valve is still not a name like that Sony could not just put down. And it's like, think about the Switch 2, right? A lot of people like me bought a Steam Deck because it's like a Switch, but I can play a lot better games on it. Switch 2 comes out and it can play all those games. Why am I going to pick up my Steam Deck all that much? I'm going to pick up my Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to do insane numbers on this proposed Steam console thing. Like, they can live just kind of going along, doing their thing in the living room, just slowly gain momentum. They don't need to have some splashy thing, have to do gangbusters day one. They can, because I mean, it's like you said, the Steam Deck isn't doing stupid numbers. It's doing well. But it's not like, knocking the Switch off its platform or anything like that. So I think they can slowly gain momentum on that, and I think that might be like everyone says, it's the year of Linux. I think much like that. I mean, I think you just kind of slowly gain momentum on that, and maybe do more and more numbers on it. Because I mean, they would have a solid library. They don't have to make any special games for it. There's no console exclusive for it, just Steam. They can get other manufacturers in on this. They can MSI to make one. They can get Dell to make one. So, license the OS out for. They can have their own, kind of like the Valve Index, the headset. I mean, and then Microsoft could try one too. I just think that's probably, if Microsoft's going to do another console, that's likely going to be the direction they want to go. Something that they can reduce the risk on, push some of the hardware costs on other people. Maybe try to get more on that.
I could see them doing that, but I mean, again, it comes down to, at this point, they've completely devalued their entire ecosystem. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if Lenovo makes an Xbox. I don't care if Acer makes an Xbox, or, you know what I mean? Like Asus Xbox, like that. Why do I care? At this point, because I'm just going to end up playing it on PC anyway, or now, especially, I'm just going to wait till it comes to PlayStation. So even if they do make new hardware, it's not going to matter, because they've already devalued their hardware so much that like I have no reason to want their hardware. Like, I have bad experiences in the past with their hardware, and yeah, that was a long time ago, but now they're literally telling me, you don't need to buy our hardware. So like, I even if they're having other people do it, I can't imagine them getting any kind of foothold in any way, shape, or form. Like, even if it's costing them less, like, I guess costing them less would be good for the profit margin.
Well, because they at this point just want to be a publisher. So, I mean, yeah, the Xbox name as a console might be toast, but like the Xbox as a publisher, Xbox publishing, whatever they're gonna call it. I mean, yeah, they're not gonna get their 30% on all the stuff that goes through their marketplace anymore, but I mean, they also very much banking on the EU forcing these walled gardens to get dismantled too, and they're very hardcore about that also. So that might be what they're going for too. So I don't know. Like you said, like I don't have any interest in ever buying an Xbox again, because I'll just wait for PlayStation.
Yeah, that's my whole thing with I don't know, their whole hardware. Like, I'm just so confused what they're doing.
Well, because they don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. They're floundering. They're just going for anything they can possibly get going for themselves.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They don't really. It's like they don't have any kind of plan at all. You know, so.
Which, that's kind of how Microsoft is on a lot of their stuff. Like, they have no idea what they're doing with Windows. Like, the end of support's in what, like 8 months or something, 7 months. For Windows 10, I haven't upgraded Windows 10 yet, and it keeps telling me I can't upgrade because I haven't gone into the BIOS and flipped on whatever that security thing is. And I really don't care to. So what are they going to do in those months when that comes out? Are they going to push it back again or what?
It's all Steam OS.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would love to move to Linux. I'm just too scared to.
If it comes down to it, like, I'll probably buy a Mac Mini, and then if SteamOS comes out, I'm just gonna put SteamOS on my PC.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Then I'd never have anything to worry about. If I never needed to stream or make content, just do it on the Mac Mini. Or if I need to do any kind of business stuff, like do it on the Mac Mini. And then all the gaming in beautiful, beautiful Linux.
Well, I mean, it's Linux x86 desktops are solid. I mean, it's just one of those things where I just remember like 15 odd years ago just having a real hard time like dual booting and stuff. It's certainly not that bad anymore. I'm just, bad first impressions still sticking around, even though I've used Linux all the time at work, and that's what our servers run on.
That's why I don't have an Xbox. I'm just saying. This is that bad impression from 15 plus years ago.
Yeah, I think I had like 3 Xbox 360s.
Yeah.
3? Jeez. It's like that old 3 PS3 meme.
All right, y'all. I am gonna get heading out though, because I am tired. I gotta get some good rest this evening.
No, God, man. Good luck on your interviews, and let us know how it goes.
All right, take it easy, y'all.
See ya.
See ya. Great. There we go. There we go. Much better. All right, I think I might actually just call the stream there since I just beat that summon boss. On record there. So. Plus, I got work tomorrow, so final week, test week, and all that fun stuff,
Boo, work, boo.
Yeah, hey, you got work as well, so. Abram, real quickly before we head off, I don't know if you saw the message I sent, but my camera settings, they're just basic. It's a 1080 60 1080 60 camera. It's nothing too crazy. It's the Elgato face cam one, but it's not the 4K one. This one was, it was about 150, give or take, I think. Yeah, that's just the camera I go with. It's nothing too crazy. You really don't need 4K unless you're like mostly using it for recording. For streaming, while I know you can stream 1440 and 4K to YouTube, every other platform only does 1080. So depending on where, if you're a streamer, then that's, at least to my knowledge, I remember correctly. But yeah, yeah. I hope that answers your question. If you happen to still be around, I'm not sure if you are. But anyway, without being said, guys, though, make sure to check out our videos. We'll see you guys next week. Although with March coming up, I will be have a lot more free time. So we might have a couple of extra day streams here and there, but we do stream every Sunday to the best of our ability. And you get the jokes from Lemon and all that stuff. So, you know, it's a good time. It is a very good time. Plus, apparently he can never miss when it comes to takes. So
I try.
he tries. So with that being said, though, guys, make sure you sub to the channel. Follow us as always. Check out our social media platforms. And we hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for the awesome support. Catch you later. Johnny.